What's going on, everybody? It's Donnie at PG Hat Company. As I always say, it has been way too long. The holidays were pure chaos, but we are back in the store. It's a little bit of a wreck in here. We hope everybody had a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, had a great Thanksgiving, all the things. But I'm going to try and start doing some more videos, not just about kind of the technical aspects of what goes into making our hats, but we also want to start highlighting some of our hats. So today is going to be our first video doing that with some of our new duck camo hats. If you've followed our journey, you know that we are very proud of our duck camo collection, many of them being our hand-drawn patterns on the brim or across the whole hat. They've been wildly successful with helping grow our brand since about our first one that we had made back in 2019, 2020-ish. So a little bit of background, you can even see this guy sitting right here. Chasing Birds is our own hunting brand. It is trademarked. We went through all the legal process with it. I grew up bird hunting with my dad in the 80s through the 90s. We hunted quail very, very competitively. We had horses growing up. Our two horses were Star and Big Red. We had about 14 bird dogs. We had generally English pointers, and every once in a while we'd throw a setter in there. But it's a big part of who we are. So we don't just do the duck camo because it's the new hot trend. It's literally who we are. We lived and breathed bird hunting and old school camo for my entire life. So that being said, I want to show you guys a few of these hats have been on our website for a couple of months now, but we've only had them as a blank option, meaning you could buy them just as a blank hat. We didn't offer them in a customizable leather patch option yet. A little congested, kicking off the new year with a little bit of a cold. Our whole house has it's been a sick house to kick off 2025, but we're here, we're working. So want to show you guys these first. So the grandpa or the slouch hat, obviously very popular, especially in the Richardson brand, very similar to the Richardson Umpqua. And we wanted to have our own kind of similar style. We've had some in the past, but really wanted to have something a little bit different. So I'm going to start with the first one, and we come up with names for each one of these hats. And my wife, it drives her crazy with all the names that we come up with because she's the one that is shipping these orders out or pulling our blanks from the warehouse. And she has a hard time keeping up with all my crazy names, but we got to do it. You know, it makes it a little bit more fun. So the first one was originally going to be called the Mustard Duck, and that was a little boring to me. So we spiced it up a little bit, no pun intended. And this is our Dijon duck. So it's got obviously mustardy panels on it. It's a snapback. It's got the khaki rope and just the traditional old school duck camo on the brim. Like I said, we've had these as blanks on our website at the end of last year, but we just threw the leather patch option on our website actually just yesterday. So it's been live for less than 24 hours on all of these. And that's the same dog that you see on the shirt back here. My dad's favorite hunting dog, most prized hunting dog in the 80s. His name was Bandit. So this is Bandit. But that's our Dijon duck. Same hat profile, again, with Bandit in our russet leather. The other one, that's our natural leather on that one there. But this is Bandit on our Smoky Duck. Obviously, the gray panels on this one. Smoky was the first thing that popped in my head. So, same idea. Gray panels, khaki rope, old school on the brim. Smoky Duck. These two, same idea. A little bit more of a low profile. These are going to be a thicker cotton blend versus more of a polyester, more of a lightweight blend on these. You can see a little bit of a difference. So these are similar styles, but two different hats. Again, these are going to be more low profile, but a little bit thicker. I grew up watching Darkwing Duck. Loved the show as a kid. Originally, this was going to be our Darkwing Duck, but it seemed a little too wordy. So we just rolled with Midnight Duck on this one. It's got the black panels. Again, it's a snapback. It's got the same old school camo on the brim, the light khaki rope. So one of the differences between these two, a little bit different color palettes on the brims that kind of match each one of these hats a little bit better. But this is a Midnight Duck slouch style. It's got the, just like the Richardson Umpqua, it's got the little flip down mesh to hold the structure up. On the inside, it's our branded hat. This one also has our Chasing Birds patch on it. This one is in our natural leather as well. But we're getting ready to throw these on our retail shelf in the store. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to highlight these. The next one, this is originally was going to be called the Mud Duck because it's just this mucky, muddy brown. But there was something very similar that I'd found. I always do Google searches and try and do my research before launching new products or naming new products. We don't ever want to be looped into the category of ripping other people off. So this one is the Mucky Duck, just because it's kind of a mucky brown color. And I'm sure plenty of you bird hunters, especially duck hunters, have slopped around through the muck trying to get your bird. But this is a Mucky Duck, same profile as the black Midnight Duck. Camo on the brim, light khaki colored rope. It's got our branding in there. So Mucky Duck, Midnight Duck, Smoky Duck. And I'll show you kind of how these fit. These also have the netting to hold the front panel up on there. They're flat brim, but I always give mine a good work in to give it a nice curve on there. So this is the Smoky Duck on my head. It's got a nice fit. It's got a lower profile. It's got, they call it a pinch front. So this is more of a pinch front. High profile, Grant style, slouch hat. So many words to call them. But there's that one. I'll throw on the Dijon Duck as well. This one still has the paper inside. So there's the Dijon Duck. I really, really like this one. I like the natural leather patch that I made, and it's just a really, I don't know, I love the combo on this. It's really different than anything you can find out there. So Dijon Duck, having a nice hair day. And we got a handful of others as well, so I'm not going to stop on these. Mucky Duck. And as you can tell, this one's got a little bit of a lower profile, like I talked about, a little more unstructured. This is the Mucky Duck. And then we'll roll to the Midnight Duck. This is our son's favorite hat. He's 12. He's a big part of coming up with some of our ideas, but this is the Midnight Duck. Again, a little bit of a lower profile, more of a slouch style. So those are Some, like I said, we've had them blank on our website for a little while, but just within the last 24 hours, I added the leather patch option. And really, we've just been so busy with the holidays. I did not want to fool with getting distracted with videos and new pictures and all that stuff. So, moving on to the next. One of our top sellers. This is my hand-drawn camo patterns on this one. This is our Nude duck. It is a very unique color palette. These are my own colors that I've created. I don't even know what color that is. I just call it Nude because it's kind of a nude kind of color palette. And then a lot of my custom color palettes on the actual patterns on the brim. This has been one of our top sellers for almost 2 years now. It's just a phenomenally popular, I don't know if that's a real word, phenomenally. It's a phenomenal hat. It's got the laser holes on it. It is a really soft kind of a performance material. It's got the green rope on it. Pull the paper out. This one also has that mesh backing inside there to kind of hold the support up on the front. This is a really good looking hat. So we decided to add on to it with the popularity of the 7 panels, which I look ridiculous in. I'll try one on for you, but I look ridiculous in them. I wish I could pull them off. Maybe I need more hair like all these kids these days. But this is the traditional Nude duck here. Kind of a lower profile as well, but as you can see, it's a soft, unstructured hat. Looks really, really good with our gray leather patches. So that is the one that we've had for about 2 years now. Adding on to it is the 7 panel Nude duck with a perforated lasered holes. These all have the brim pattern underneath as well. Exact same color palette as the Nude and the traditional Nude, but the 7 panel, brand new. This is our gray leather. The thing I like about our gray leather is once you seal it, and we do all of our spraying and conditioning, it really turns into a kind of a unique color, and it blends in very nice with the greens on the brim here, and it almost turns into like a drab kind of olivey grayish kind of a funky color, but it's always my favorite color leather on this hat. So without further ado, I'll show you how ridiculous a 7 panel looks on me. Again, these come as a flat brim, but I like to curve it, give it a little extra curve. I guess it doesn't look horrible, but I'm not used to seeing myself in a 7 panel. But if you saw me out in public, you'd probably say, man, that's a good looking hat. So anyway, this is our brand new 7 panel Nude duck. And I'm really, really excited about this one. So these are also live on our website right now as a blank or with the leather patch. What's next? Our other extremely popular hat, one of our top sellers as well for the last, again, 2 years, is our Dirty Duck. This one was one of my favorites, still is. It is kind of that slouchy style like the Richardson Umpqua. It's got the netting on the back. It's really the same hat as our Nude original hat that I just showed you. And speaking of that, it's always funny when someone calls our store and they ask for the nudes. And I'm on the phone and there's a customer in the store. I'm like, yeah, I'll send you the nudes. I'll email you pictures of the nudes. So I apologize, Google and Apple, for probably all the flags that that's been thrown up in whatever search database that is. But when we're talking about nudes, it's just our hats. So anyway, this is our slouch style OG Dirty Duck. And backing up a little bit, if you notice, one of the differences, this is a full twill back. It does not have lasered holes, whereas the original Nude duck does have the lasered holes. So this one does really well in the wintertime because it does a really nice job keeping your head covered. And it's cold in Florida today. It is. It was 27 degrees when I woke up. So people don't think that it doesn't get cold in Florida. But anyway, this is our Dirty Duck, fully covered in my hand-drawn camo patterns. Again, one of our best sellers for about 2 years now. And I'm starting to see this replicated a little bit. Starting to see it floating around with people trying to do the exact same thing and even retracing my hand-drawn camo patterns on this. And word to the wise, this is a little something called intellectual property. So just remember that. So now we have the Dirty Duck 7 panel. I wanted to keep it clean, just like the 7 panel in our Nude. It's got the olive panels on it with the lasered holes, just like the 7 panel Nude. Same pattern, same color palette to match the other one. So if you want to be some matchy-matchy with your kiddo or just have a couple of these in your collection, this is a really, really nice one. And again, going to be one of our top sellers for 2025. And like the Nude, this one looks really good with our gray leather as well. So really unique kind of color patterns on these. I do the gray rope on that one. So we'll slap the 7 panel Dirty Duck. And as you can see, 7 panels look a little goofy on me, but it's a great looking hat. On to the next. So to recap these, Dirty Duck 7 panel, OG Dirty Duck, OG Nude, and the new 7 panel Nude. So kids, when you ask your mom or dad, say you want the Nudes for your birthday, make sure you specify. So this was kind of an accident hat. We've had several of those. When we put the colors together, it's supposed to be a little bit of a darker palette, which we've got those now. Actually, let me show you real quick. All right. So this was what we wanted this to look like. As you can see, they're very, very similar. This one is more traditional, tans and browns and greens. This one is, we call it, it's part of our peepaw collection. But this is our performance peepaw hat. Now, when we were putting this together, we always do samples before we do the full run. And we got this. I was like, that is not the correct colors, but I really dig it. So we rolled with this. It's called the Sarge. And all of our hats have a story. So my dad, he was a sergeant of his platoon in Vietnam. He was 183rd Airborne. He was a paratrooper, Bronze Star recipient. Passed away August of 2023. So this one is the Sarge, named in his honor. Obviously short for sergeant, but this is our Sarge. It accidentally turned into one of our hottest hats of 2024. Sold out of it several times. It's got the performance material. It's just a 6 panel rope hat. It's not a 7 panel, but this is actually one of my absolute favorites to wear. It's super comfortable. It's got the full print on all the panels. It's got the lasered holes, performance material with the rope. So since this one was so incredibly popular, and like I said, 7 panels are also popular, we came out with the 7 panel Sarge. This one is going to be more traditional materials like the Richardson 168 7-panel. It's got the khaki front panel on it with the Sarge on the top 2 panels and the Sarge on the brim. And I mean, they call these 7 panels. We get asked all the time in the store why they're a 7-panel, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's actually got 8 panels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I counted the brim as a panel. Disregard that. I'm on medicine. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7-panel. So this is a 7-panel Sarge. We were going to do a rope on this, but thought we'd keep it a little clean. This is our brown leather. People just ran by the store. It's got a really clean colorway. Again, 7 panels just aren't my thing. I do not have a single one that I wear, but it's a really great looking hat. And I guess it does not look super horrible as I'm looking at myself on the phone, but 7-panel Sarge to match our performance Sarge. Beautiful hat. Those are also live on our website. And we got one more. This, I honestly didn't think was going to be that popular of a hat. We had ordered a sample in, and the first thing that popped in my head when I saw this hat was Jeffrey the giraffe from Toys R Us. So this is our Jeffrey. It looks really, really phenomenal with our natural color patch. Let me see if I've got one that I can show you. All right, so I just grabbed a patch out of our patch box. But this is the Jeffrey with our natural leather. It's just a really, really clean, kind of classy combo. So again, being our top seller in 2024, we wanted to add a 7-panel Jeffrey. So we've got the 7-panel Jeffrey here. And this one is one of our new leather colors. I believe it's called Bourbon. It's very similar to the brown that's on this hat, but it's got a little more brown tones to it. I thought it matched really perfectly with the 7-panel for the Jeffrey. Since it's got that light khaki front panel, it's a nice little contrast. But this one is also live. I just took the photos yesterday, added this one to our website. And this is, again, I can't do flat brown, so I'll just work it a little bit. This is a 7-panel Jeffrey. Really, really good looking hat. Again, this one is modeled after the Richardson 168 7-panel. And it doesn't have any performance materials, just traditional, the mesh on the back, snap back, and it's got the poly cotton blend on the front panels. Excuse me, with the Jeffrey patterns on the underside. So these are the new lineup that I wanted to share with you guys. So backing up a little bit, I'm going to do more of these videos, and I'm going to highlight some of our other hats that we've had in the store for a little bit, talk to you about the names, where the names come from, and just kind of educate you guys on not only our hats, but Richardson hats, Yupong hats, Imperial hats, the Blaze Orange hats that you see behind me, and talk to you why Blaze is a thing and the legal purpose behind them. So if you're a hunter, you probably know all that, but not everybody's hunters, and the Blaze Orange has a purpose. So just looking around, and I think that'll be it for today. Show you our little shirt since we're talking about Blaze Orange. This is our Bandit Chasing Bird shirt. He's got the Blaze Orange hat, and my dad's hunting dogs always had the Blaze Orange collars on. And we've got a little little bandit on the front and a big bandit on the back. We made these this week with our new sub die printer with our heat press, and it looks really good. Stands out a little bit better on the light athletic heather here. But we'll be selling these in our store this week, and you know, because it's 20 degrees in Florida and we can't handle that. But shop online, pghatco.com, and we're going to kick this year off strong, and I'm going to try and check in with you guys more, maybe do this once a week. But as always, appreciate you all. 2024 was an absolute phenomenal year. We'll talk about numbers in another video on another day, but we crushed it. Thanks to all of y'all. So we'll see you soon.